All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fun and thrilling installment of Suds with Buds, where we have a few cold ones while we chat with friends. I'm your faithful host, Adam, and then the one that's muted away is your faithful co host, Scooney U Turn Singleton. We
What
have
an
two
entry.
wonderful guests tonight. We have our buddies Thomas and Armando. So we'll go ahead and go in alphabetical order of Scooney first. Go ahead and tell us about yourself and just drink you're having tonight.
What alphabet are you using?
The one where Scooney stands for Brett. That's one.
All right. Well, what up? Well, thank you for tuning back in, everyone. So, I'm Scooney, little Schoon or big Schoon, whichever you prefer. I chose my beer in honor of the big Cardinals win today. But it's a shout out to all the Cowboys fans and them being salty. So here's my salty crew blonde for tonight's event.
Very Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors, and yet you choose salty. All right.
We're only supposed to win 2 games all season. We beat the Cowboys. We won the season already. It's done. All right. What am I supposed to do?
Like to go next? If we're in alphabetical, would you like to go Armando? Scooney, then Armando.
What's up, everyone? I'm Armando. My beer of choice today is Golden Road's Street Cart flavor, not sponsored. And because of that, I will only be drinking from the reverse side for the remainder of the show. I chose this beer because it's a cerveza. And as my name would imply, I like cerveza.
Because when they think Armando, they think cerveza.
That's my first thought.
It's true. When I met him, that was exactly what I thought back in high school. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
All right, Tom, it's up to you now.
Well, I'm Thomas, and the drink that we're doing tonight, we're starting out just doing a little bit of whiskey on the rocks. I sound like Armando. I'm not going to show the bottle, but it is a Japanese whiskey in lieu of me going into Japan here at the end of March. So, trying to get a little taste of what the journey is going to be like. But glad to be here tonight and hanging out with you guys.
He's done this before. You can tell he's done this.
Well, I can see him look away, so clearly he has a script somewhere.
No, there's nothing I'm reading tonight for this.
And then I'm your host, Adam, and I'm just doing a regular whiskey Coke, just Crown Royal, not sponsored, but I had to show the name because I'm just enough of a fan that who knows, maybe years from now we'll actually get a sponsorship. That'd be yay!
Hey, that's the start of it right there.
Exactly. We can only hope. But all right, for those of you that don't know any of the people involved, Brett and I are brothers. We've been that way since we were born, and in the meantime, since then, we've gained a couple more brothers in Armando and Thomas. Not necessarily by blood, even though some of it may have been exchanged at some point. But
according to your dad, at a certain enough elevation, we're definitely related at some point. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
at that point it doesn't even matter. Yeah. I mean, when we all blow 0.08 in the breathalyzer, it's the same blood content, right?
Hey, alcohol's thicker than blood sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Definitely tastier.
I will drink to that, yes.
But we're all big sports fans, and so we're all in the same fantasy football league where I believe at least most of us are in other leagues as well. But I do know that, unfortunately, Brett, the one that is not in other leagues, is actually playing one of the three of us. So, Brett, would you like to go ahead and talk about how your weekend's been going?
I'd rather not. All thanks to Raheem, his name's Raheem Mostert, and he's on Thomas's team. Yeah, when I woke up and got the notification seeing 53-yard touchdown to Tyreek Hill to start the game, I was like, this is going to be a great matchup.
I
And
was
I was
sad to
right
wake up the
for the
morning.
first two drives. But, I mean, that's just a historic game. But, Thomas, good game. I'm 30 points behind, and I have Mixon versus DeAndre Swift going tomorrow. So unless D Swift happens to get you negative points, I think you got it in the bag.
Yeah, I think we got a couple more going off at least for the games there. So, but yeah, crazy to see 70 points essentially
Yeah.
there off of Miami. I mean,
Yeah.
both Mostert and the other back going off for a couple touchdowns, but yeah, I got lucky. I got lucky this time. I think last week, same thing. I had Mondo the week before that, and just I think I had another lucky kind of stint on someone going off, and that's all it takes sometimes. But 2 lucky weeks, we'll take them. We will take them.
There's lucky, and then there's the Dolphins scored 70 points.
Yeah, there's by the good grace of
Dude, they played their backups, and they still scored like 3 more touchdowns.
Yeah. Am I the only one that's thinking whoever has Jalen Waddle, that's the next blow up player for the Dolphins? Because we already had Hill in week 1. We have both backs now. It's got to be Jalen Waddle's turn next.
So somebody did the math I saw online. I don't have it in front of me, but they said basically if you started the entire Dolphins team today in half PPR fantasy, they scored over 180 points combined.
That's just crazy.
It's just absolutely absurd
It's
what
insane.
they pulled off this weekend.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I believe that because I'm in 4 leagues this year, and I have like bits and pieces in different leagues. And so, I have Tua in one league, and he put up 28, 29 points. So that's basically 30 there. I had Mostert in one other one where I think he was 41 or 42. Tyreek, I think it was
41.
30 or 31.
It's 41.
You sure? I feel like I should ask. I feel like I should ask the owner rather than the guy who went against the owner.
Oh, yeah.
Brett, you said that beer was for the Cowboys fans. Are you sure it wasn't for yourself? Sounds kind of salty over there.
You are what you drink.
I don't remember drinking a cup of Handsome this morning.
You think it was just a cup?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, unfortunately on my side of it, I felt like my team was doing really well, and then I saw that I was playing against freaking Kevin of all people, and his team keeps blowing up.
Oh no, I beat Kevin, but it took a 40-point Tyreek Hill stance. So, yeah.
It's always
But
interesting.
he had Keenan Allen who put up 36, as well as McCaffrey put up 20. He had got a lot of guys blow up, and I'm still playing against him. So we'll see what happens.
Very nice.
I'm hoping for you.
What about you, Mondo? How's your fantasy week, Mondo?
Well, before I talk about this week, for the folks that listened to episode 1, I do want to point out the results of everyone's favorite rivalry between Brett and I, who faced off last week.
It's only going to get better from here.
Led by Bijan Robinson himself, the rookie, the GOAT. That kid is going places, and it's
to infinity and Bijan.
It's great. It was great all around. It was well fought. It was tough. It kind of came down to the end there, but I ended up coming up with the dub. This week, however, not so great. I'm playing our buddy Daniel, and boy howdy, he had that one moment where he's playing both Zach Moss and Jerome Ford, and I expected absolutely nothing from Jerome Ford, playing against a very tough run defense in Tennessee, but I had 2 back-to-back alerts because both of his players scored within 10 seconds of each other. So that was just insult to injury. And at this point, I'm projected about 22 points loss, but I have A.J. Brown and Puka himself ready to play. So if anyone can make up that difference, I think I got the duo that can pull me through. So I still have hopes. It's not over yet. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, all hell Puka Nukem.
Oh, I was going to say that guy. That guy's a beast.
Yeah, I also bet against Daniel for the over-under on his and Armando's point totals, and as of right now, I'm winning. But based off of the projections, I'm nowhere close to winning. So it's a good thing I saved $10 this weekend. So I can go ahead and send Daniel's way once everything's said and done. But
All these Venmo transactions, we have to start disguising them.
well,
People are gonna start getting angry about these.
well, you know, if you don't add the football little emoji or whatever, you'll be fine.
Mhm.
Right, exactly. Start
The
putting
IRS
eggplants.
won't know, won't hurt them. You heard it here first, folks.
If the IRS is listening, we're not.
That was a joke.
This is
That was a
not the
joke,
plan.
IRS. If you're listening, that was a joke. This is a funny show.
Wait, you guys actually believe us? We've been drinking. We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. You can't trust a drunk. Come on.
That's also a joke. There's water in these cans. None of these are actually alcoholic. This is a joke.
There's
This is a
no
funny show.
alcohol in this Coke. It's just straight Coke, I promise.
That's a waste of a Coke.
This is a family show.
You mean like you're drinking just the mixer?
Who drinks just mixer? All right, we'll change the subject a little bit. We'll continue with the alphabetical thing, but sorry, Scooney, we'll skip you this time around. But we'll go ahead and go to everyone's favorite segment, the Wheel of Destiny. So, alphabetically, we'll let Armando go ahead and go first. So, the way we do this is I have 4 categories. You go ahead and choose whichever category you want. We will spin the wheel to come up with a question, and we have to do a minimum of 3 questions for that category before we move on to something else.
Okay.
So, Armando, would you like to do NFL football, fantasy football, NHL hockey, or life?
All right. That deserved a party.
While you got the rave going on.
Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and start a trend here. So we started with NFL football last episode. I think I'm gonna follow suit, do the same thing. Let's go ahead and start with NFL football since we're all big NFL fans here.
The guy paid attention. You gotta love to see it.
I did my homework.
I didn't even remember that.
He's wearing the hat to prove it.
It's like I had too many beers last time to remember that.
We did talk football. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know we touched all the subjects. I can't remember what order it was. All right, Armando, you're first. Would you let your child play football?
100%. I definitely would. Oh yeah. Oh. See, for my people, we call it football. Don't let my accent confuse you. I think I definitely
would. Would you let your child play gridiron football?
Oh, we're getting gritty with it. Yeah, definitely. I think I would. I think if they showed a inclination towards it, I don't see why not.
Kicker. Yep.
I would definitely, make sure that they're taking it seriously, really learning and appreciating the game for what it is. It's a beautiful sport, and I love to see it. In fact, I have, I have 2 kid siblings-in-law that are 8 and 6, and they play Pee Wee League football, and I love supporting them, watching them. They're 2 talented young kids, and I think if I had my own to bring up in that way, I think I definitely would. I think I'd be all over it.
Which position would you have your kid play? Ideally,
quarterback, because retirement's expensive, and Daddy needs a cash cow in the form of a child. No, it really. It would depend, and realistically, I mean, if I'm being truly analytical about it, genetically speaking, I am not the most large human out there. I'm not necessarily athletically NFL built, so I think realistically,
if it makes you feel any better, I think out of the 4 of us, I'm the largest human at the moment. But go on.
Yeah, so I don't, I'm not popping out any tight ends, any wide receivers. I don't think anytime soon. So unless I'd probably have like a stocky, like a AJ Dillon type child, just somebody nice, low center of gravity, real bulldozer, type
Workhorse.
of runner. So I think that would probably be where they leaned. If they were analytical enough about the game, I could see maybe a Kyler Murray-esque quarterback spawn of mine. If they were swifty and scrappy and really understood the game and could get down in underplays and then come back on top, I can see that happening. But at the end of the day, as long as they're having fun and they're safe, I'd be happy letting them play whatever they want. They want to be a linebacker. Let's bulk you up and let you hit some people.
I will say, with your love of anime, your kid would be like Jamal Williams.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
That'd be awesome.
His intro video is going to be like, Armando
I don't know
Jr.,
what you-
Shinobi of the football village.
I don't know what you know about football players, but that's not me.
They are the swag Kage.
What about you, Thomas?
Yeah, I
Do you think that you would let Armando's kid play football?
Yeah, man. I think Armando is going to be a great football player. So
Hell
enough to not let my kid probably. But I don't know. I think I'm kind of the same way. Like you give everything to somebody to try and see, where their aspirations or where they want to, kind of mold or fit into, their realm. And if that's football is one of them, it's great. My mom was really against the fact of trying to play football. I had to play flag football. Then senior year did it in high school, but didn't really do it to actually play. So it was just more for conditioning for lacrosse. So I don't know. I think now with like the prevalence of injuries, all the CTE stuff out there too, it always just makes you kind of think about it a little bit more so, especially for the realm of work, that I do and that Brett does too. We're constantly, I think, also thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But heck yeah, I'm like, just like, exactly. But like Armando said, like if they have the aspirations and they have the want, the respect and everything for the game, I think it'd be cool. But yeah, I would definitely be like, let's play something else. Like, let's get something like a 4 years, $500 million contract on baseball. Play first base. Like, let's do that. But yeah, I think I love the game, so I think it'd be a cool thing to do.
No, that's fair. Like, basically, like what you're saying. Like, I always watched football, but it wasn't until high school that football like was something that I thought about playing. And the whole reason why was because from growing up playing hockey, we knew the guy who was like the assistant coach for the freshman team for La Quinta High School, and I don't want to say I lucked out, but my freshman year of high school, or going into freshman, so like my 8th grade summer, the freshman team, the guy that was supposed to be nose tackle, bailed out on the team. Like, he didn't want to play before the summer training camps, I guess, like Hell Week and everything. And so they're trying to find someone that could play like nose tackle and stuff. So the guy that we played hockey with, or the dad of the kids we played hockey with, he told my dad that they were looking for a nose tackle, and my dad was like, "Oh yeah, Adam can play nose tackle." I'm like, "I've never played a fucking like step of football in my goddamn life." And like, I liked football in terms of like watching it and stuff, but I had no clue what the fuck I was doing. And my dad, being my freaking dad, he's like, "I bet you $500, even if you tried, you wouldn't make the team." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, let's do it." And then I made the team, and he never paid me that $500. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm done after football after my freshman year because I didn't get paid. Why was I going to try again?
Gary,
So
this message is for you, man. We need that 500.
Exactly,
All
right?
that to say, we don't forget, Gary.
Next time we're at the land,
Yeah.
man. Jack and Coke.
The receipts don't change 10 years in the future. We're good.
Nope.
And if you factor in inflation, you're looking at a pretty penny nowadays, man.
We keep receipts, We keep receipts.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, I mean, sure
that's
enough,
all
like,
legit.
yeah, like I did the freshman year where I was defensive tackle, but honestly, and I don't mean to say this like to sound bad about football players in general, but like playing defensive tackle was so boring. Like, because they did a 3-4 defense where I was nose tackle, And so basically, I was just trying to block two guys at once. And I was like, but guys, I could get the ball. It's right there. Like, why do I have to block these two guys? I can get it. I see it. Like, one time, freshman year, the people were so dumb that on offensive tackle, they're like, oh, I just got to push this guy. So on defense, I was like, okay, they're going to push me. I'm going to fucking pull them down. So they fell down in front of me. And then I ran to get the quarterback. And then I got yelled at for tackling the fucking quarterback. Like, I thought that was my job.
Naughty, naughty, no, no, no.
Right? And so
Think about it.
I don't get
that Adam's tackling.
I was like, all right, guys, I don't get the sport. Clearly, I should just go do something else instead. So that's why I decided to just devote my life to hockey instead after that. I mean, before that, too. But, it was a good summer while it lasted.
Hey, at
Besides
least you got to say you did it once.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember that.
You know?
I remember as a senior talking to the guy that was like one of the guards on the freshman team where he was like on the varsity. I was like, fuck, like you made varsity? God, I should have kept going. But, oh well. It is what it is.
You live and learn.
All right, we'll try one more from this bad boy. So we stuck with the NFL category because Armando was so kind to oblige with it. So we'll stick with the. So actually, I changed my mind. We'll change it up. We'll stick with the NFL category, but
Twist.
Keep it.
exactly. See, you guys are figuring it out. When alcohol happens, there's a lot of plot twists. So Thomas, I spun the wheel for Armando's category, but you get to answer first.
Oh snap!
So start off by telling us who your favorite NFL team is, but from there, if you were the GM of that team, what would you do differently to help the present and the future of your team?
Oh man. Well. Oh man.
I know your favorite football team, so you can't lie.
Yep. Yeah, I
Kansas City Chiefs.
I
Yep.
understand. I understand.
Well,
he needs more apple juice. For
how
this
long?
conversation.
How long do we got?
We have
am
as
a
long
part
as you
of
want, Ned.
the famous Tom Brady beating two-time esque New York Giants.
Hey.
Yes, we live in the past,
Blue Men Group.
because the future is not it's not certain for us right now with injuries and Danny Dimes at the helm. It's a struggle, but we're sitting at the bottom of the pack right now in the division. Thank you. Somebody at least took care of Dallas, so I at least appreciate
You may have
that.
beaten us, but we got your back. Don't worry.
Hey, exactly. So, but yeah, so I am a New York Giants fan.
All right.
Was there another part to that? I got sad.
Yes. What would you do? What would you do to help the team both now and in the future? Like, what is it that you would fix first?
Paid Saquon, got some better pieces around Jones to actually suffice in the pocket a little bit better. I think I like where we've got with the head coach right now. I just think we're building still. I think a couple of moves, a couple of the wide receivers and everything that we've got to, a couple rookies, I think, in the next couple of years can shine. So I think right now we're in a good spot, I think, for rebuilding. I think we're in a big rebuilding, especially with, Saquon going down recently. So I think, this season, I don't want to call it as it is, but we've got a hard division ahead of us. So it's we need all the pieces and all hands on deck. And it's hard when you got a couple leaders out of the, in the building right now. But yeah, I think we're on the right path at least. We're kind of getting into that young category too, like a couple of the other teams that I know you guys are a part of as well. So yeah, future's only going to tell. The rest of the season, if we can pull some stuff in, maybe. Yeah. To maybe take a wild card spot, but it'll be hard.
Do you think Danny Dimes is going to be that guy? Is he your quarterback?
God, man.
The hesitation says it all.
I think I was really big on him when Manning was going out and he came in. I just think you got to support around him too, and as not only the offensive pieces, but it's got to be the line. It's got to be the defense to kind of keep them at bay, give them some chances. So yeah, I'm with him for now. I think it's hard right now this season with a couple of things going on, but yeah, you got to stick with him no matter what. It's the team for a reason, in the good and the bad. So
Yeah.
The one thing that surprises me about the Giants, and I know there's financial things involved, and it's not as simple as it might seem to the layman, but for a team that prides themselves on having like a potentially Hall of Fame caliber running back, not investing in the O-line is just baffling to me. Like how the Giants consistently rank among the bottom half of O-lines when they are a run first team, even with Danny Dimes. He's known for being able to scramble out of the pocket, pick up chunk yardage with his feet, and to not take lessons from successful running quarterbacks, from successful running back teams, and investing in the O-line, I think is the one thing that I find it hard to believe that those conversations aren't being had at a higher level of just like they need to create a better line there. Besides, you guys have an all-pro tackle. I think his name's Andrew Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, like you had a rookie last year, and I know you picked up a center this year, but I feel like that those two other tackle spots are just getting blown over left and right. So yeah, I don't know. I know this wasn't my question, but if I was a Giants GM, I'd just be pushing for some support at the O-line, man. We gotta think about those upgrades as much as the skill positions.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, you look at Saquon, injuries left and right here and there, and you go, okay, what is it? Is he getting, was it a workhorse? Is he too much overproduction? Is it, how many times is he getting hit? And especially since he's so much run and he gets into the pass game too. That's what you're saying. I mean, it's like that O-line just doesn't have that sustenance to be able to, give him that protection. And that's the thing. You see good teams that have good lines, that have good backs, that show the support, and those are the ones that usually win and have those, those week-to-week wins that can beat teams consistently. Like you said, that's what they need to do. But hopefully here, and the paying thing, I just don't get that. You gotta pay the man. So
yeah, I mean, I'm a Bills fan. I'm a Bills fan, so even from day one, like for Brian Daboll, I was day believer. But that was just me, and I loved what he did with Josh Allen and everything, and so I felt like there was a correlation between Allen and Daniel Jones. Like, with that said, I feel like Allen is a different tier.
Stature, build.
But, having that athletic running quarterback, like that running quarterback, I mean, he knew what sort he was getting into and sort of what type of plays or system that would work for him. And obviously last year it worked, but for whatever reason it doesn't seem to be going as well this year. And it's sort of the chicken or the egg. Like, you can either get more weapons on offense for like wide receivers to give them someone to pass to quickly to hide the deficiencies from the offensive line, or vice versa. You build up the offensive line to give him more time to throw to the wide receivers he has. And it just sort of seems to be stuck in the middle at the moment.
So Joe Schoen, whatever your name is, if you're listening, because I know you are.
Totally. For this podcast, absolutely. Man. He's our number one fan. You didn't know that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I am emailing him the link right now.
Jim, I see you on the audience right now. Not that we're telling you how to do your job or anything.
But if you're hiring.
We're just your advisors.
Just send us a message. We'll go ahead happily pass it along. Exactly, yeah.
Have your people.
All right, U-turn. Would you like to? We'll go to Armando. Go ahead and tell the fans about who your favorite team is and what you would do to fix them if
Yes. Yes,
there was something
Armando.
you wanted to
The
fix.
Kansas City Chiefs hat on. Who is your favorite team?
Armando had a
Let
day
me
today.
tell you about my team.
People, let me
They
tell
are
you.
none other than the historic
Wait for the light
first
change.
Super Bowl ever participants and winners, the Green Bay Packers. Let
Plot
not the
twist.
Chiefs hat fool you. The Chiefs hat is because the Chiefs are my favorite AFC team. I
Whoa,
do
the
love them
Chiefs tat? You
historically as
got a
well.
tat as well?
No, the hat, the Chiefs hat.
Oh, hat.
But
Okay.
I am a Packer. I'm a cheesehead through and through. I've been a Packers fan since '96. Brett Favre's Super Bowl year. It was my first year consciously remembering watching football actively, and it just so happened to be the Cheese's year, and it just stuck for me ever since.
As Scooney would tell you, I think it's pronounced Bretita.
Brettita Favre for all my
Yep.
French listeners. So yeah, no, I'm a Packers fan, man. I've loved the Packers for a long time. I've been a diehard Packers fan through and through. I was heartbroken as a kid when Favre switched over to Minnesota. And then the Jets, just going to your rivals, man, just hit me as a kid. I had a Favre jersey, and when he did that, I remember throwing that away in tears and vowing never to own another jersey again because you just can't trust the players, man. And then repeat history with Rodgers going to the Jets. It's like reopening old wounds. So sorry if I'm a little salty. I'm going to need Brett's beer here shortly.
I mean, the
Send
Armando
it on
Lorian
over.
is at least consistent by him never having a jersey. He has the T-shirt. He doesn't have a jersey.
I
Absolutely.
also have a
will
second can
never.
for you. I
Thank you,
was waiting
sir.
for this moment.
I appreciate it because, yeah, the salty
He knew
beer.
someone else here would be
But
salty.
I will say though, we had a great match this week. Come from behind victory, 17-0 loss going into the fourth quarter against the New Orleans Saints, and Jordan Love and the young team pulling through. I may have my stat a little wrong, but I think we're the fourth youngest team in the league right now. If you're looking at starters, and that's heavily skewed.
If you keep talking, I can look it up for you.
Yeah. No, I think it's heavily skewed by Bakhtiari, who's our older vet on the O line. But if you take him out, I'm pretty sure we are the second youngest team in the league. So Thomas was talking about a rebuilding phase. We're obviously in the midst of that. You know, everyone's aware of Aaron Rodgers going over to the Jets. But if I was the GM, if I was Brian Gutekunst himself, I would honestly just hold steady. I think we're doing the right things right now in a transitionary period. We have a lot of young talent that are motivated. We looked good. If I watched every snap of the game, it was a tough first three. It was a tough first half and then a tough third quarter. I watched every snap of the game, and the one thing that was really holding us back were looking young. There was a lot of penalties. There was a lot of mistakes. There was a lot of flags against us. That at the end of the day, we lost nearly 100 yards on just penalties alone by the end of that game. I think we had 8 or 9 total penalties against the Green Bay Packers, and that's just inexperience, right? So you hope. The play calling was great. I mean, they dialed up this nice flea flicker play that I think would have gotten us a conversion when it needed to, but if it wasn't for a botched flea flicker pass and then Jordan Love slipping when he attempted to throw it, but he got it out there, and I think knockoff Ryan Reynolds is doing a great job coaching our boys, leading them with the play calling, and if the young guys can pull through, we're still down Aaron Jones, we're still down Christian Watson, and for Jordan Love to do what he's been doing, you know, he was perfect ratio going into today. He threw 1 interception today, but had the run in touchdown himself. He's young, he's got the legs, he's got the arm, he's got the talent. So I think just hold steady. I love what we're doing. It's a good time to be a Packers fan. It's a new transition, and you know we'd be greedy in assuming we're going to have 3 Hall of Fame caliber quarterbacks back to back to back. But it's possible, folks. It really is possible. I think Jordan Love really could be him. He's had 3 years to learn behind one of the best, and I think it shows when it was clutch time. And like you said, it was because of him that we pulled through at the end. Fourth quarter comeback overcame a 17-point deficit and took the win. So it's a good day to be a cheesehead.
Yeah, like you were saying, man. I mean, it's like the couple things that I was seeing. It was like overthrown balls.
Yeah.
Like he had a couple things that could have been easy conversions that if he would have just stuck the receiver, it would have been, like you said, conversions. And then to do it without Aaron Jones, to do it without Watson, to do it without a couple guys on the O line too. I think that's important to see that like you don't have a couple of those big guys that are out there. Love's got to scramble a little more. You like to see him use his feet, be able to make something else happen. So young team though, but it's cool to see the comeback. At
Definitely.
least somebody's team doing something right instead of playing San Francisco.
It was a
Hey,
good day in
whoa,
the
whoa,
household. The
whoa.
wife's team and my team both came up with W's, so it was a good weekend for us.
I mean, I'm not wearing the hat right now, but I mean, my team did something pretty good too today, guys. All right, Buffalo Bills, they did beat the
Yeah,
Washington
yeah.
Commanders, aka Redskins, by
Hey,
a
well,
whopping
thank you. I appreciate
37
that.
to three. But to go back to what Armando said, I did look it up during his epic monologue there, and I don't have the exact numbers, so I don't know exactly. But it says as of 9 p.m. on Cutdown Day, which is August 29th, so like the last day of the regular season, the youngest team in the NFL is or was the Green Bay Packers. So everything that Armando
Wow.
was saying was true, where like they have a lot of inexperience and they are a younger team in that rebuilding mold. And so the fact that they're 2-1, yeah, it could be coaching by, like Armando said, knock off Ryan Reynolds, aka Matt LaFleur, or it could be knock off Aaron Rodgers, aka Jordan Love,
Let's go.
or knock off Aaron Jones, aka Aaron Jones.
A-
You never know.
AKA AJ Dillon, man. We did it.
AKA, yeah, AJ
I,
Dillon.
I like I like the team. I like what we got. I mean, look, there was a lot of bright spots. You got Romeo Dobbs just catching dimes. We got a lovely rookie
Romeo
just
Dobbs
really
catching
putting in the
dubs.
work. Exactly, Dobbs is Dubs. And the
Catching
the
dubs.
really impressive thing, and I know we're not talking fantasy in this section, but like one metric that I think is worth highlighting is Luke
I
Musgrave,
like how we're trying to
tight
hide the
end,
beer can
rookie
there.
tight end for Green Bay Packers. New Orleans is notoriously a shutdown defense against tight ends.
Yeah.
I didn't start him. I didn't expect to need to start him, but he put up 10 points. I mean, I know a lot of that was just check down passes, but if a young quarterback is looking at a tight end for check down passes, that's worth paying attention to. And for him to put up 10 points against New Orleans is no easy feat when New Orleans has shut down some pretty big names already. So definitely worth keeping an eye on that kid. I'm excited to see what he's going to do for us.
And he
You
was
actually
one of the.
dropped my.
Yeah, in one in,
We,
in
we
one
don't
league
talk
I
about
did.
that part, Brett.
No. I kept him in another league because I have him as a backup to Darren Waller.
Who is that guy?
I
Who
don't
is he?
know. Apparently, I thought he played for the New York Giants, but the man doesn't see any targets, so I don't think he's actually on the field.
The
Yeah.
dude's just
So
out there for cardio, just running routes, okay?
hey,
Um,
I blame Brad Thomas. He brought it up, not me.
but Luke's another one of those guys. He an overthrown ball that could have been
Yeah,
another touchdown. That he could have had even more. He could have been like a 15 to 17 point guy for this weekend.
could have been
I mean,
huge. Yeah.
even if
So
you had like Daniel
yeah,
Jones, like on the flip side, like he threw a pass to Waller where it was partially screened, so I understand why Waller didn't catch it, but that turned into a interception the other way too, right? Like
Mhm.
if
yeah.
Waller catches it, it's only half a point if you're talking fantasy, but because he didn't catch it and it was bounced up and floating around or whatever, it was an interception instead.
Definitely.
Like in a different league where I'm not involved with you guys. Sorry, not to burst your bubble or anything. I have Saquon Barkley, and week one I won with like the lowest score possible. I beat the guy by literally 0.02 points, and the only reason I won
Wow.
was because the Daniel Jones pass to Saquon Barkley where he caught it and then got hit and the ball flew up. That was ruled an interception rather than a fumble. That's why I won because I had Saquon Barkley and it wasn't ruled a fumble; it was ruled an incomplete pass that was an interception. And so same concept where Darren Waller had the ball hit him in the hands, but there was like three guys in front of him, so I understand why he didn't catch it. But with it being Darren Waller, you expect him to catch it.
You gotta hold on to those big guy.
Yeah.
Brett, what was it that Mr. Gabati used to say?
You catch with your fingers, not with your palms.
There it is. See, you guys figured it out.
But we also weren't a
Thomas,
very good football team.
Thomas, I'm not so sure about, but I feel like Brett and Armando get the Mr. Gerbata comment. Armando's always got the jazz hands going, so he knows something. All right, Brett, would you like to talk about one thing that you'd like to fix about the Cardinals? You know, besides
Everything.
them being 2-1 rather than 1-2.
Trade 'em
The
all.
one thing that I would fix about the Cardinals is have them play against the Cowboys every week.
Look, I love what you guys pulled off this week. I don't know that that's a ratio you want to take on week to week.
I like our chances. We've proven we
Brett,
can beat
we're
them once.
growing our audience here. What are you doing?
No, honestly, like, I'm a big believer in like defenseman's
I would
championship.
say that the
essentially.
Cardinals apparently are so bad that they don't even know how to tank right, but go on.
Well, yeah, but it's there's just nobody can name a single starter on the Cardinals' defense right now, and that is partially because they're young, but it's also because they are kind of trying to tank. So, they've been drafting a lot of offensive players for the past handful of years. I think it's time to kind of change it up and go build around or build a defense, and then, I mean, the Kyler Murray situation will have to take care of itself eventually. So it's a matter of, do you want to move on from Kyler, or do you want to? Actually, I would honestly be okay with Kyler playing this year, and then potentially tanking again next year, and getting what is it, Shadur Sanders from Colorado.
He's eligible this year,
He's
but I get
saying-
what you're saying. He could.
No, he said he's not going to. He said he's going to stay one more year.
All right, I mean,
According
if that's
to Deion Sanders, according to Primetime himself.
Coach Prime
Yeah.
himself.
Dad's
the
making
dude who
him
Coach
said
so
that he's the only person that actually ranks his sons because he has his son Shadur, who's a quarterback, and he has his son who's the cornerback. And someone asked him if Shiloh, who's the cornerback, moved up his ranks. And he's like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And then he said that, like, "Yeah, I rank my kids. You don't."
But according to Shadur, he doesn't like everyone's talking Caleb Williams, first overall, number one quarterback, Caleb Williams, and Shadur is saying he's not a passenger seat guy. He's not going to go second overall. He is either first overall or nothing. So technically, he's telling himself like, "Oh, I know Caleb Williams is better than me, so I'm going to wait till the next draft so I can get paid more and be the first overall pick." But watching him play over there in Colorado, like he's a fun kid to watch, and I wouldn't mind having him kind of be the next Kyler Murray, but maybe a few inches taller so we can look over the linemen and see his wide receivers.
It's part of the magic. You can't undo it. Can't do
Yeah.
that.
It's overrated.
Or the
King
dad,
himself,
maybe he
there's
doesn't
a lot of
order
benefits.
Xbox.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd say defensive rebuild for the Cardinals. I'd be okay with Kyler coming back, playing, not getting traded, going again next year, seeing how things go, and then I'd rather have Shadur Sanders over Caleb Williams because I don't know, they're just watching him play in Colorado. They're just fun to watch.
I mean, like just yesterday they lost 42-0, right?
I do, but I'm going to blame Travis Hunter for that one.
Okay, all right. As long as we're on the same page, I wanted to make sure. Like I heard you say, like, "Oh, it's fun to watch them," and then it was fun to watch them get shut out. So I want to make sure we're on the same page there. Okay,
It wasn't a shutout. He got a touchdown. Okay, take that
I
back.
thought was it 42-0? I thought it was a shutout, 42-0. Did they score?
No, sir. It was to 6.
42
It was like 40-6.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
My-
42-6.
Yeah.
I apologize, guys.
Check yourself before you talk
I
bad
thought there were
about
two field
Hunter.
goals.
I'll stick his dad on you.
I am apparently the shittiest podcast host possible by not looking stuff up from yesterday. I'm still heartbroken from the Notre Dame loss, where the last 2 plays of the game they're up 14-10 against Ohio State, and they played with 10 guys on the field, both plays,
First of all,
and they
I was
lost.
just about to say you can't play down a man.
But you know
I
what?
thought they were just,
You know what?
Win.
They played one play and they shut them out, but then the second play cost them.
I thought they just had a penalty kill, like 2 minutes
I mean-
for hooking or something.
Yeah, but apparently it was last play of the game. Fucking Ohio State, go do what you want.
They're tanking for Shedeur also.
Tell us
Oh,
how
you
you
don't want me
really
to
feel.
do that. We only have so much time on this podcast. I can't subject you guys to that. But all right, so we did a couple of questions for NFL football through Armando's bidding. So Thomas, since you are our other fateful guest, I would like you to choose the next category. So would you like to do fantasy football, NHL hockey, or life?
Okay.
And whatever you don't choose, basically Brett chooses. Sorry, Scooney chooses to finish us off.
I was gonna say, do we have another guest coming on the show tonight? We have
Well, I
an
mean, we have
exclusive.
you guys. How many other podcasts are you
But,
guys on? I
I
thought we
think,
were doing exclusive with you guys.
Oh,
Did you guys not get the contract?
You guys are getting
I'm honored.
paid?
It's lost in my email.
Checks in the mail.
Let me get my phone real quick. I'll send you guys the I will send you guys the $10 bill I owed you guys for the one round of drinks I promised you.
Sick.
Sent it to the address in Valle, Arizona. You'll see it when you'll see it. Let's go.
Ooh, life?
Let's
All
go with
right.
life. I like life.
Just so you
Let's
know,
take it
some
down a
of them
different
are
path right now.
stupid questions, and some of them are sort of deep.
No such thing as a stupid question. No such thing as a stupid question.
I work
Just
in
The
stupid
only
answers.
stupid question is
and
the
I
question you're asking
disagree
on the
with
bus
that
ride
comment.
home. And you guys are going to ask these questions on your bus ride home. I guarantee it. All right. Well, since
Oh, speaking
Exactly.
of speaking of
Speaking
Oh,
life,
oh yes.
speaking of Thomas's life,
can I
Sure.
do my
Well,
little life update
question before.
real quick?
Do you think Amalia will ever watch this?
She wants to, but I think if we show her the first episode
Yeah,
and be like,
and
oh,
then
the
yes,
other
carry
one's in
on.
production, I think we'd be good. But yeah. So for viewers out there,
Yes.
Congratulations.
For those that are just listening to us on Spotify and not watching, Thomas here has an engagement ring.
yeah,
That he is it this weekend? You're saying?
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
it's
This
the
weekend.
only reason
It's
Thomas wanted to be a part of this week.
We're
was so
we're
he
gonna
could
go
bring it up
to-
this week.
Why
Yeah.
am I here? This is
brought to you by the sponsors
Yeah,
of
again,
hold
since
on.
Thomas's
those
middle name
listening-
is Jared because he clearly went to Jared. But go on.
Goes to Jared.
It's the largest real diamond I've ever seen on that ring. For those that are listening on Spotify, this man
That's
put a solid
specific.
$2.3 million into this. He puts in the work.
But yeah, so we're doing it this weekend. Gonna go up to Yosemite. So life happens. And it's
how you
crazy.
feeling?
They're gonna go to Yosemite, and then
Yeah.
Thomas is gonna be like, "Yo, some of this ring right here."
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, good night, guys. It was fun while it lasted.
Cue outro.
Still haven't figured that one out, but yeah, exactly. Cue outro, even though I don't know what that is just yet.
Quick, cut the technical difficulties. Cut.
having kind of recently gone through that process myself. How you feeling, man? What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about to think about it for a while and then to have the process go on to take the steps, find the ring, do the due diligence here, the where, the when, the how, and yeah, I think you feel all the emotions, the first meeting, the trials, the tribulations, the good, the good times, the bad, and all of that. So it's cool. It's cool to look on the journey too. So I think that's the biggest reflection, is to see.
Wow.
It's been 6 years, so in a week.
Do you think she sees
Yeah,
it
it's
coming
crazy.
at all? Was she involved in the shopping process in any way? Curious.
No, I just know the size, so that was the biggest thing. I know what she has an interest in, too. So I kind of went off of that a little bit, and a little bit of my own kind of flair into it too. So it's got pieces of her, it's got pieces of me, kind of combined
Figuratively.
into it too. So it's
Well,
so it's
Brett, you
Do you
don't
have
know
real
that for
pieces
what is
sure.
that?
even like toenails and stuff? Like what is in you?
What piece?
Hair, blood,
that's
it's
crazy.
ritualistic stuff. Yeah, the red in it is
Oh,
it's
yeah.
blood, not any
Well, so
gemstone or anything like that. Yeah, it's like those Nike, it's like those Nike shoes that
the
came
Nas
out,
X ones with his blood on
the
them.
Nas X.
This is so that actually segues because there's a PSA to give to all our female viewers out there, and I know the ratio's developing. We're branching out into the female market in
We're
terms of our
trying to,
viewership.
yeah.
We're gonna start.
We're
We got
getting
things in
there.
the works for you. Don't worry about it. But
Armando, I appreciate the
PSA,
plug, but go on.
just we don't know anything about it. You know what I mean? If I asked you to go pick up a historical, you know, sports memorabilia piece for me, you're gonna need a little guidance. Like, okay, I know he likes this team, isn't enough. You know what I mean? Like we need the hints, we need the
Yeah,
interest.
imagine somebody buying you a Brett Favre jersey. Just imagine.
Which one?
It's pronounced
There's
Favre.
three to choose from historically, and if you don't ask the questions, if you don't, if I don't show you examples, it doesn't have to be overt. It's not about ruining the moment or making it feel like you chose it or anything, but just knowing there's a whole world of terminology out there when it comes to that process, and if you don't know what you're walking into, you're going to be hit with tiers of metal and gemstone gratings that you've never seen before, and if I have no semblance of what I'm looking for, it's just a crapshoot. So if you want input in what it's going to look like, ladies, you got to be pretty clear about what, at a minimum, what you don't like.